Okay, what is now role of this new movement in Europe, Make Europe Healthy Again? And you mentioned here people that I know, they were my guests also, and for sure, after we made this interview, I will ask them to reply, to say what is their opinion about this. That's very important because I always want to hear both sides. But what do you think? What is this role of Make Europe Healthy Again?
Well, first, it's as the term indicates it's a Europe franchise, let's say like this, from Make America Healthy Again and Make America Great Again. So that's it. So it's a Trump movement, and I depicted this in my first and second book. So Trump is not a good man. So he's part of the mafia, and just another mafia from the Obama mafia around from Biden. So they are, fighting each other, but it's clear organized crime. So Trump is no good one. So Make America Great Again is not good at all. And it was not a good idea at all from Bobby Kennedy to join Trump and to join the Trump administration. I supported Bobby Kennedy until he was when he was an independent candidate. But I said from the beginning, even if I think Bobby Kennedy is good from his heart and want to defend children, it's not a good idea to be in the American government with Trump and be responsible for massacres like in Gaza, and all the other murders, killings near Venezuela and in Iraq and so on. So it's not a good idea at all. So and this Make America Great Again, Make America Healthy Again, this is spreading now to Europe, and from the CIA to the MI6, first to make Britain healthy again, and
you want to say that behind this organization is standing CIA and MI6?
Well, it's very likely, and you can choose and see the evidence by yourself first. So I think now, we will show graphic number 4. So you see Dr. Malhotra, and giving in September 2025, so just recently, he gave again an interview with Times Radio. So the Times, so the very mainstream oligarchic thing. And if you now display video 4.1,
there is below saying that RFK Jr. advisor Trump's condition and why you turn on mRNA vaccines. That's headline.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay. Let's play.
And we will.
Let's play this video with this interview, please.
Great.
To Aseem Malhotra, thank you for being with us. Appreciate it. What's the thrust of what you're going to say this weekend at the Reform Conference?
Thank you, Kate. So actually the title of my talk is How to Make Britain Healthy Again.
I wonder where you got that from.
Well, they actually asked me what would you like to discuss, or what do you think would be good? And I thought, obviously, considering that I've had obviously a role to play in the the movement in America with Make America Healthy Again, I thought that would be ideal. But also it reflects essentially my advocacy work and research going back probably a good 15 years. So I do have a lot of experience, I think, in this area, certainly in terms of how do you improve quality care in the NHS, how do you improve public health? These are all my areas of interest.
What is going to make the headlines, do you think?
Wow, I suppose there's lots of different potential headlines. I think that, well, the theme really, I think the elephant in the room, Kay, that hasn't been addressed is the fact that medical knowledge is under commercial control, but most doctors don't know that so much. I think it's about a realization during the pandemic that we had been misled, things could have been done better. And the question is, how can we identify the problem, the root cause, which is what I'm here to do that. And often I was in February 2021, I was on Good Morning Britain, having had 2 doses of the Pfizer vaccine, encouraging high-risk people, elderly, people from BAME community to take it. So for me to change my mind was not easy. But once I looked at it, I was like, okay, there's a problem here. And because of my history in looking at the whole issue of Big Pharma and calling for inquiries through the Daily Mail, through the Guardian, through the newspaper, going to the European Parliament, way before the pandemic, the penny dropped for me. I was like, we've been here before. Okay. So because of the mRNA vaccine and also cancer, Angus Dalgleish is this country's probably most eminent oncologist at St. George's Hospital. I spoke to him just before I came here, and I've been working with him, and he's been public about this already. And he said to me, Aseem, one of my greatest concerns is we know now from studies there are at least 13 different mechanisms of how the COVID mRNA jab can cause cancer. So, Kate.
What is your role with MAHA, with the Make America Healthy Again Institute? Let's just call it that.
So I'm a medical advisor to MAHA Action, linked to the Institute, which is essentially a grassroots organization that is there to look at research, education, and legislation when it comes to what can be done to make America healthy again. My initial role was potentially to be, I know Bobby Kennedy wanted me to be in HHS, to be a medical officer, maybe his chief medical officer there. But because of the America First policy, the White House came back and said no foreigners. So this.
So you couldn't work directly within Trump's administration, but you're working for MAHA, which is
peripheral,
officially,
peripheral.
Yeah.
But I have personal relationships with Bobby Kennedy. I have a very good relationship with Jay Bhattacharya, who's the director of the NIH. I'm in regular communication with them, and several months even before all of this, going back the last 6 to 9 months, they have received and asked for specific information from me about how we make America healthy again, and I've given them that.
Have you had any dealings with the current UK government?
Unfortunately not.
And when they were...
I would like to.
Comment.
Okay, may you repeat?
What is your comment on this interview of Aseem Malhotra?
Well, in the end, so I don't know what kind of role he is playing. If he is just a greenhorn, and rely on politicians, and don't know what's going on in the world, or if he's really a spy, I cannot say. But anyway, he is not qualified to be the leader of Make Europe Healthy Again. And this was the session where you was there in Brussels, with Robert Malone, with Malhotra, so with a lot of good people I know, like you, So, but with a high risk for some, to be useful idiots,
Just let me tell you, I'm just a journalist, I'm not the doctor. And I cannot say if Aseem is qualified or not. You are the doctor, that means my role here is differently. I'm coming as a journalist, and as you see, I here giving opportunity to discuss about making show and try to inform my viewers about this. And that was my role also there, because I'm not qualified for anything else.
Exactly, So, and one of the fishy things is, if you go to the website of Make Europe Healthy Again, is there is a long advisory board. So many names on the advisory boards, and with good
my
names,
name is also there. I know.
People will trust. And I was
my name is also there, and as I told you, I didn't know that it was there. You told me, and I saw, but I'm not giving any advices because I'm not qualified for any of this. But let's continue. Okay, let's see.
But this, just to have it on the record, So names like you are on the list that you are a part of this advisory board, but you're not. And I called a second one, and said, hey, you are on the advisory board. And this person said, So, oh, they asked me, and I said no, and they're on the board, on this list. Yeah,
we are not receiving any money for this board. There is nothing official there. I didn't sign anything. That means if somebody put me on this website and I saw they did, that doesn't mean that I really signed anything and I have any function there. But I don't see that is relevant about this activity of make Europe healthy again. The relevant is what they're going to do and what is their purpose there. And I want to discuss about this. This is important.
Yeah, this is important. So the thing is, so the question is, what you think? What is the elephant in the room? Yeah, and Malhotra said again and again. So, well, it's just a commercial problem. So that medicine is under commercial control.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, what kind of news this is? Commercial control. Oh, the pharma lobby has influence. Well, this is not what happened with COVID-19. Yeah, what happened with COVID-19? Yeah, is it's a big worldwide crime, a pre-planned crime. Plus, it was a military action. So Sasha Latipova exposed this in January 2023. For instance, on a congress in Stockholm. I was there. 300 people. Robert Malone was sitting next to me, so we heard this. She exposed, that COVID-19 was run by a military action. Yeah. So Pfizer was not producing a medication. They were ordered by the Pentagon to bring a military prototype with no studies, no legal liability.
Yeah. Well, Sasha Latipova was also my guest, and exactly that was the topic. She explained everything, that the COVID dossier, this document, and also I made one short video for Croatia and explained everything. And this video was really shared, I think, about 15,000 times. That's huge. It's hundreds of thousands of views this video had. That means I know lots about this topic, and whoever wants to see can go in my website and listen to interview with Sasha Latipova.
Yes, right. And Sasha Latipova is a very good one, and she's very critical on Robert Malone. I don't think we have the time to go into the details to Malone today, but we will focus on Malhotra, and we will focus on Stephen Hatfill and Steve Bannon. Yeah.
And we have to focus on this connection to the World War III. That is the most important thing.
Yes, exactly. And now, but first we will finish off with Malhotra. So please, video number 5. Yeah.
Okay.
We see he said, well, so it's not a big problem. Yeah, it's just a pharma lobby. So commercial.
Just a second. Let's see this
commercial control
video of Aseem Malhotra number 5. Just a second.
Yeah, great.
Here it is. That was September 2025. Policy Party Reform UK. Neil Farage is host.
Yes, Nigel Farage.
Thank you, David. It's a real honour to be here. To Nigel and Reform for inviting me to speak today. His chief medical officer, Stephen Hatfill, told Steve Bannon he was involved in this, he called it a mega-analysis of all the data, hundreds of studies, peer-reviewed studies showing the harms of the mRNA vaccine, and he said the side effects of this gene therapy was so enormous and progressive, it was difficult to fathom. The millions of molecules of mRNA entering the cell is creating biochemical havoc, it's disrupting protein metabolism, it's interfering with tumor suppressor genes, it had to be stopped. It's highly likely that the COVID vaccines have been a significant factor in the cancer of members of the royal family. What I'm telling you today is nobody is immune to medical misinformation.
for vaccines, I spoke to the chairman of the British Medical Association in December 2021. And I told him what was going on. He said, Aseem, nobody appears to have critically appraised the evidence as well as you have in terms of his colleagues in health policy and senior people. He said, most of my colleagues are getting their information on the COVID vaccine from the BBC. Think about that. The power of the media to shape the way we think, right? And who is ultimately controlling that narrative? And I'm proud to say that I'm the Chief Health Advisor to Action and World Health, co-founded by Nigel Farage and by David Roach. And if there's one person in this country who is speaking up for truth, for honesty, for integrity, who can disrupt the system, and that's Nigel Farage, and we need to get him into number 10. And if there's one person in this country who is speaking up for truth, for honesty, for integrity, who can disrupt the system, and that's Nigel Farage, and we need to get...
Well, Hakon,
Yes.
let's go and try to explain people. We need to explain them. Now, what is connection and what is this, as you said, preparing for World War III with China? How they are planning to do?
Yeah, so actions, were by secret services. So it's psychological warfare, And so what I wanted to show with the last video is, so Malhotra used his very short time, in this election campaign on the stage to present Steve Bannon and Stephen Hatfill. So Steve Bannon is the chief ideologist of Donald Trump, and Steve Bannon is a hater of the Communist Party of China. We will show another video evidence on this. And that Malhotra is highlighting Steve Bannon, Stephen Hatfill. This is so suspicious to do this. So there are only two options. He's a greenhorn and don't know anything about Stephen Hatfill and his criminal background with the anthrax. So with the anthrax bioweapon attacks in South Africa, Rhodesia, there were killed more than 180 black people, and 10,000 were severely ill about this, and 10,000 of cattle. This was a very dirty war in Rhodesia, and Stephen Hatfill was there and got his medical license from Rhodesia, and then he worked in the bioweapon industry in New Samrit in the United States, where the anthrax attack material, officially was coming from. So this is the Ameritrax FBI case, with 5 murders. So and it's Stephen Hatfill inside. But again, before, Stephen Hatfill and Bannon, they said in January 2020, oh, we need the ventilators, and it's a bioweapon from China.